Okay, question number 18, let's get right into it. So we have the graph of the derivative g prime of a function g with domain 0 to 7 is shown above, which of the following must be true about g. Okay, so this graph right here, this is the graph of g prime, so we can't make any explicit assumptions just by looking at it. We will have to do a little bit of calculus. So if you remember the second fundamental theorem of calculus, we know that the integral, or I should say the antiderivative of a derivative, is just going to be equal to that initial function. So with this knowledge, we can go ahead and look at each of these answer choices. So the first one, g has a local maximum value at x equals 0 and a local minimum value at x equals 4. So let's check this first part. If we want to figure out what is the value of g at 0, we're going to have to go from 0 to 0, g prime, and let's go ahead and evaluate that out. So that's just going to be equal to g evaluated at 0 minus g evaluated at 0, which is in fact 0. So therefore, this is not true because a value of 0 cannot be a local maximum in this case. It's choice 2. G has a local maximum value at x equals 2 and a local minimum value at x equals 5. So again, we can just go ahead and do some calculus here. So I can look at g, or I should say the integral from 0 to 2 of g prime of x, and I know that that's going to be equal to g of 2 minus g of 0. Now, the way that I figure these out is essentially just the area under the curve. So I can rewrite this as this area right here, this whole triangle. So that is going to be, let's see, 1/2 base times height, which is going to be 2. Okay, now it says g has a local minimum value at x equals 5. We can go ahead and compute that. So I know that the integral of 0 to 2, g prime of x, plus the integral of 2 to 5, g prime of x, I know that that has to equal the total area, right? So we know that the total area for this one is already 2, so I'm just going to put it here. So now we have 2 plus, and then this area right here, well, we'll just have to go evaluate it. So it's going to be this triangle here. And if I look at that, it's going to be, well, actually, I don't even have to look at anything because I know that this right here is negative area. So because these other two spots right here are positive area, then I know that this has to be the local minimum because we're subtracting away area. So 2, this looks like it should be correct. And then the last one, g of 2 equals g of 5. Well, I know that that cannot be the case because one of these is positive, and then one of these is going to be a positive minus some value, right? Because again, this whole region is negative. So therefore, the correct answer is going to be answer choice B, because it is 2 only. And that's answer. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.